Once upon a time, there lived a man named Wosu. Wosu was a very wealthy man, known around the village for his wealth. All the young women in the village had eyes for him, but he only had eyes for one woman named Uju. Wosu and Uju were best of friends when they were kids, but only reconnected recently when Wosu returned back to the village after years of being away. Wosu traveled to a faraway place many years ago and no one heard from him till he returned a very wealthy man. He loved Uju so much but feared that bearing his feelings to her would put a strain on their friendship. They spent time together, catching up on lost time, and one day, whilst they were talking, a woman approached them, requesting to speak to Wosu. Uju had no idea who the woman was, and when Wosu returned, he told her that the woman was a messenger sent by his mother to pass a message across to him. Wosu's mother had requested his presence in her home, and Wosu urged Uju to accompany him to go see his mother. Without thinking twice, Uju agreed and they set out on their way to see Wosu's mother. When they arrived his mother's hut, Uju was welcomed by the same woman who introduced herself to her as Ogadi. Ogadi seemed welcoming and nice, and when Uju asked Wosu who she was, he revealed that she was a poor widow who lived with his old mother. He told her that Ogadi had two little daughters and his mother took up her care when her husband died. Uju felt sympathy for the woman on realizing that she was a widow. She tried to make friends with her and they spoke for a short while till Wosu was ready to leave. Uju bid the woman farewell as she left with Wosu, who escorted her back to her father's house as it was already getting late. When they arrived Uju's father's house, they met Uju's father standing outside his hut and he did not seem pleased to see them together. Uju's father had always warned his daughter to stay away from Wosu, but Uju turned a deaf ear to her father's warning, claiming that Wosu was her best friend. Her father, on seeing how adamant his daughter was, made plans for her to move out of the village into the big city, as all her life she had always dreamt of living in the big city. Later that night, Uju's father informed her that she would be moving to the big city in a few days, and Uju was so excited about the news. She jumped up in jubilation as her dream was finally becoming a reality. The next morning, Uju rushed off to Wosu's hut to inform him that she would be moving to the big city soon. Wosu, instead of jumping up in excitement, wore a concerning frown on his face. Uju, on seeing this, asked why he seemed unhappy, and without mincing words, he told Uju that he didn't want her to leave because of how much he loved her. Wosu, unable to hold back his feelings any longer, asked Uju to marry him. He bared his heart to her in that moment as he narrated how he had loved her since they were kids, and Uju was shocked to hear this as she never saw it coming. She too liked Wosu so much but suppressed her feelings as Wosu never showed any form of interest in her. In that moment, Wosu pleaded with Uju to remain with him in the village as he wanted them to get married. Uju was so excited to hear this as she returned home to alert her father of the new development. Her father, on hearing this, dissuaded her from accepting Wosu's proposal, but Uju refused to listen to her father, who she knew never liked Wosu right from when they were kids. Uju's father was so agitated as he had already made plans for his daughter to move to the big city. He did everything possible to stop her from marrying Wosu, but Uju's mind had already been made up. Shortly afterwards, Wosu paid a visit to Uju's father to declare his intentions to marry his daughter Uju, and soon later they got married and Uju moved into Wosu's house to live. They moved around the village together and the people envied their relationship as they could see that Wosu loved his wife so much.